Welcome to Studio J, the best of Jefferson Middle School Multimedia from Jefferson Middle School in the former community schools.
I'm Molly Bear.
And I'm Hope Fellinger. Molly, I'm pretty sure you know this, but I have two cats. Their names are Clover and Casper.
Well, Carly Ashball and Maylee Ritchie have a couple of cats too. This video is called Cat Photos.
This video is produced by none other than Molly and I. It's about breakups, something we have personally never experienced before.
Sad but true. Roll the video already.
Tears, tears, and more tears. They land on my pillow as I try desperately to sleep. They land on my phone as I almost press call. I catch them as I wipe them away. This hot, salty water that pours from my eyes are symbolic for my pain, of which you have caused. Touching me in any way possible shattered me like dropped china. One touch, whether holding my hand, stroking my hair, or gripping my shoulder, I would dismantle, I would unravel, I would blow away like sand. But when you let go, one moment changed it all. They say timing is everything. That's true. I was lured, trapped, captured, whatever word you would use to say I fell under your spell. But now these tears are symbolic for my strength. No longer are they the aftermath of you. They are washing out the pain. They're a bridge going over rapid waters. And you won't get the pleasure of seeing me drown. I won't let you see. You might get the wrong message. You didn't win. You didn't succeed. You lost. And mark my words, I will get over you.
Now, we have a video tutorial from our teacher, Mr. Hepler. These videos help us understand how to make movies.
Plus, he's a really strange guy.
Yeah, that too.
Hello, Jefferson. Let's talk about some cool iMovie functions that I've never taught before, something kind of new and interesting for the day. We've talked about the crop tool. We've talked about camera stabilization, but we've never messed with this little artist palette right here. It's called color correction. Let's figure out how it works. First thing you'll need to do, no matter what you are working on, click on your video to make it active. If you click on color correction, you'll have three controls. You've got a slider to the left, a slider in the middle, and a slider to the right. We're going to talk about each one and show you what they do. This slider to the far left, it deals with brightness if you turn it down. it gets dim. If you turn it up, it gets bright. If you stretch it all the way, it gets like psychotic bright and makes your brain hurt, which I would not recommend. So put it down here where it should be. This rightmost control is your brightness. But there's another animal at play here, which is this guy in the middle. This is how you adjust your contrast. That's the difference between light and dark. If we take this and slide it to the left, see how a lot of the darks go away and everything's just kind of a hazy gray? But if we move it to the right, the difference between light and dark is very stark. You can see it. Like we have the green grass and the shadowy figure, who I'm not going to tell you who it is, Chloe! But anyway, if you move this back and forth, you'll have either high contrast or low contrast if you want to do something weird with your image. And then if you move this to the right, you'll have psychotic brightness versus really dim brightness. You want to know the place where I use this the most? If I have a special graphic and I'm putting words over the top of them, and I want the background to be dark so that the words pop out, I usually crank it down. You probably won't have to do that, but if your image looks a little funky and you want to play with the brightness, that is how. Remember, the brightness is the outermost, and the contrast is the innermost. The next thing to talk about is saturation. No, that's not how wet your computer is after you spilled your milk on it during breakfast. It just talks about the amount of color in your shot. So if I take this slider and I crank it to the right, it's going to go absolutely psycho. See how that's like the day glow green and like the blue of Gregory's shirt is like jumping out at me? If you turn it all the way down, guess what happens? Classic black and white. So can we work in black and white? Yeah! Just come in here, click on your palette, turn the saturation off. If you like it in the middle, put it right there. Finally, let's talk about color temperature. A weird term, but pretty easy to understand. You know how when you're outside and the sunlight is all yellow? If you want to play up the natural light and make it look like sunlight, pump up your color temperature and make it warmer, which means more yellows and oranges. If you want to make it look like you're in a building with lots of boring blue fluorescent lights, go to your left, and the image becomes more bluish. If you like it in the middle, which most of us do, park it right there. But here, with this little color palette, we can do brightness, we can do contrast, we can do saturation, which is the amount of color, and then we can do color temperature to make it more like an outside scene or an indoor scene. All with this little icon right here. Thanks for listening. Get the notes. We'll quiz over this beastie tomorrow. I'll see you. Bye-bye.
This video is a photo slideshow by Jordan and Vinny from a beautiful campground.
This video is the classic case of it was all a dream, or in this case, it was all a video game. Here's Bad Apple by Kyle and Max.
You're watching Studio J, the best of Jefferson Middle School Multimedia from Jefferson Middle School, the former community schools. Daniel Duarte and Logan Lamont made another slideshow about their home sweet home. I love the dog. Oh, a visitor. That reminds me. This next video is an audiobook by Tyler Hastings. It reminds me of War of the Worlds.
I am not an unpleasant visitor.
Well, that's the name of the video, so get over it.
Okay, sorry.
We now present to you, ladies and gents, straight from Jefferson Media, the radio play no one expected. The Unpleasant Visitor by Tyler Hastings. Now folks, we are getting this radio play shipped all the way from Boston, and so it might take a while to get here, but I'm almost certainly that it will be here in the next few minutes. Because of this inconvenience, we will now play some music. Ladies and gents, the recording has just arrived, and now we give for you the tale of Amy and Sebastian and the Unpleasant Visitor.
It was a beautiful day out in Boston, Massachusetts. Clear sky, beautiful flowers, and most importantly, the world's most peaceful household, named 3 times in a row by Boston's very own mayor, Mayor McKing. And the time to judge houses was upon this household. Once more, Mr. and Mrs.
It seems that we're having technical difficulties at this time. Now, while we fix this problem, please enjoy some Johnny. What are you doing to the studio? It almost exploded. Johnny, you there? Ladies and gents, it appears that it is a very sad moment in the studio. He's my very close friend Johnny, and is in a very unstable condition, and his body has been electrified due to an electrical explosion. It seems that the audio tape player has catch fire and has fell over my only exit. So please, if you're listening to the broadcast, please call 911. Now, please, this is no joke. Please help. Thank you for listening to my radio play. I just made it from the top of my head, so I don't even expect this to be the best. So, yeah, I'll probably make a follow-up to this. Bye, guys and gals, and have a wonderful good day. This makes no sense at all. Just roll the credits already.
I love fall. It's the absolute best time to take photos. This slideshow is by Blake Hardy and his group.
I have got to say, this is my most highly anticipated movie. The worst part is, it comes out in 2055. But let's not dwell on that. This is Gerbil Pigs 3, Homebound, by Max Hatfield and Evan Hunt.
This next video reminds me of my 14-year-old dog, Jax. He's a mini schnauzer. Jax is almost as lazy as this dog. Lazy Dog is by Harrison Hatfield and Ayman Al-Shari. You're watching Studio J, the best of Jefferson Middle School Multimedia from Jefferson Middle School and the Fort Wayne Community Schools. This next video is about a character from The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan.
Leo Valdez was trying to work on some new ideas for the Argo 2. He was sitting on his bed cross-legged with his tool belt on while tinkering with the ancient sphere with a screwdriver in his hand. When he turned the sphere and looked where the code lock was, he thought about what Nemesis said to him. Normally, one of my children would trade in an eye for world peace. That saying made his blood boil. He squeezed his screwdriver so tight his knuckles turned white. He thought he melted his tool when he opened his hand. There was the screwdriver. When he continued working, he heard metallic sound that sounded like grinding gears. Festus was calling him. Leo said, "I'm coming." Leo put down the sphere and put his screwdriver in his belt. Leo jumped out of his bed and came bursting out the door. When he came to the hallway, he bumped into Nico D'Angelo. "Erg," Leo scowled while rubbing his head. "Can't you just shadow travel to your cabin?" Nico brushed himself off and said, "Don't talk to me like that," he hissed. Then he went into a shadow and vanished. Leo shrugged his shoulders and came into the control room. "Festus, what is it?" Festus made a metallic roar. Leo checked the radar. Something bad is coming. Just when he said that, a boulder hit the ship hull.
Alex Bordner and Abby Pyro made a photo slideshow about the outdoors, where I am right now. Except, it's a barn. That doesn't matter.
This video is called Summer Comes to an End. Boy, they got that right.
Have multiple uses, but this can be used for anything.
Snowflake is the best stuff on earth. It can be used for anything. It can be used to defend from bullies. It can be used to hold your papers down.
This has been Studio J, the best of Jefferson Middle School Multimedia from Jefferson Middle School in the Fort Wayne Community Schools.
I'm Hope.
And I'm Molly.
See you later, and bye-bye.